Yeah. Okay, let's get to Camilla Belich.
In this debate is a bit of perspective. There are differences of opinion, as that last member said, but what we need to look at is the actual facts of what the government is doing here. This government is changing the current law on equal pay in such a way that it will make it almost impossible for predominantly female groups of workers to make pay equity claims and to receive pay equity claims. Now, that is no joke. That is about recognising the rights of women to have their work valued and to live free of discrimination. This is a human rights issue. And I want to talk briefly, if I can, I do have a short call, about the impacts of a settlement. I have a study here on the NGO social worker settlement. The results of when women received the settlement was 52% decrease in employees who skipped a meal, 55% decrease in employees who went without groceries, 51% decrease in employees struggling to make essential payments or mortgage payments, 91% increase in employees who reported that they had other money available and nothing left in their account, 37% decrease in employees who required other sources of income, e.g. working for families' tax credits, 40% of employees reported they could save more for their KiwiSaver. This is about dignity, Madam Speaker. This is about recognising the work of underpaid women within our society, and this is why this legislation was first brought to the House. And the changes that this government is making today will make these types of outcome for our lowest paid women, for the work that is undervalued, less likely. Very less likely. And I want to acknowledge the people who brought this to the House. When I was first a lawyer, I did research on the Christine Bartlett case. In my maiden speech, I acknowledged John Ryle, I acknowledged Peter Cranny, I acknowledged Christine Bartlett, and I said one of the things I was proudest of that government was the work they'd done to value the work of women. And it is a shameful day, Madam Speaker, to be in the House to see that wiped away today, because I have met so many people in my career who have gone through pay equity processes, and for the first time in their lives, they look objectively at the work that they do, and they realise that what they actually are doing is highly skilled. It is important. It requires, it is not low-level work. It requires a lot of intelligence, a lot of emotional intelligence to do the work, a lot of heavy lifting. They realise that they are in their work, and some of them have been working in these jobs for 30, 40 years. They realise that they're of value, and this is what is being taken away today. And I know the government says that there's still an act in place, but let me tell you a few things. This act will bring in a higher threshold for making a claim. They will quash review clauses. Care and support workers, of which Christine Bartlett was one, have a claim in the authority. That claim will be extinguished when this bill is passed, and she and all of her colleagues will have to wait until 2027 before they can even raise a claim. Now, when she first brought her claim in 2013, it wasn't resolved until 2017. So how much longer will these people have to work on the minimum wage without access to pay equity? They have removed back pay. This is really important. Currently, if you have an equal pay claim, if it's not settled, you're not disadvantaged during the negotiations because you know you'll get back pay. What incentive is there to negotiate in good faith where every single day you are losing an extra dollar? It is absolutely ridiculous, and it absolutely proves that this government is changing equal pay, and they're making it a lot worse, and they're making it more disadvantageous to women. And even if that wasn't the case, even if the things to do with retrospectivity, extinguishing claims, and removal of back pay weren't bad enough, the hierarchy of comparators that this government is putting into the legislation will make it impossible for people to prove that they have a pay equity claim. And it also doesn't make sense. Why are people who work in close proximity to you more likely to be able to help you prove that you've been systemically undervalued? It's more likely if it's in another industry. This is a fundamental problem with this Act, and it will disadvantage women. It is a huge step backwards. This bill is taking money out of the pockets of working women in New Zealand. We won't see pay equity settlements. We won't see rises in pay. All we will see is what that we've seen throughout the history of New Zealand, which is consistent undervaluation, consistent not valuing of women's work, and consistent pay discrimination against working women. It is absolutely shameful. The National Party should be ashamed of letting this bill go through the House. It is absolutely terrible, and I think you will live to regret it.
Yeah. What friend of the channel Camilla Belich just said, I agree with her.
Yeah, funny, yeah. Don't know what else we can sit there and say. The scary thing is she nearly became my local MP.
Oh, okay.
No, I read on there that she was one of the people that would look to succeed Annette King and Rongotai, but Labour later chose Paul Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually. That and then not long after she relocated from Wellington to Auckland, and I think in that period of time she had kids in that period of time as well. I'm not sure when she had the kids though, but she is married to Stephen Curtin.
Oh, okay.
No, not Stephen Curtin. Andrew Curtin. Wrong person. Andrew Curtin, who is the former secretary of the he was Secretary of the Labour Party from 2016 to 2018.
Well, I wish her and every other mother in Parliament a happy Mother's Day. I wish it was a happier day. But yeah, so I have a question. Who is working in the Ministry of Regulation? Didn't David Seymour stuff it full of people that are loyal to him or whatever? I
don't know. I mean, they're one of the best paid public servants.
I mean, because there are discretionary exemptions that can be applied to a bill, so it doesn't need a regulatory impact statement. or an analysis. And I just wonder if that bill or this amendment was subject to these discretionary exemptions. But again, we won't know because I don't know. Lots of shit's being said.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to our Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, News Guide, the Order Paper Podcast. YouTube, Twitch, Instagram.